afya yako na afya njema.
Ni siku nyingine tena, wakati mwingine tena, lakini mambo ni yale yale tu. Ulimwengu ni ule ule wa kuzungumzia yote yanayohusiana na afya. Sasa moja ya changamoto kubwa kabisa ambazo sisi wa Tanzania tunazipata ni changamoto za maumivu ya viungo mbalimbali, hususan mgongo. Najua kabisa sisi ambao tunatazama Afya Check sasa hivi, wengi wetu sio tu tunaumwa wenyewe migongo, lakini wazee wetu nao pia tushawasikia wakilalamika mgongo, tushasikia wafanyakazi wenzetu wakilalamika mgongo, yani unasikia ile nikiinama yalla, nikiinuka yalla. Sasa imetokea kwamba mara nyingi unapoenda hospitalini, wengi wetu naishia kuambia bwana, matibabu yako Tanzania hayapo. Lakini bwana, sisi tumepata mgonjwa ambaye huyu mgonjwa akatuambia bwana, sikilizeni, naombeni niwapelekeni chimbo ambalo hili linatoa tatuzi ya changamoto zinazohusiana na mgongo. Kwa sababu mimi mwenyewe ni mmoja wa wahanga wa changamoto za mgongo na nilikuwa katika harakati za kuelekea nje ya nchi kwa ajili ya kupata matibabu. Sasa huyo ni nani na alikuwaje? Atatuambia, tutamsikiliza hivi punde tu, tutamtazama kupitia sehemu yetu ya kwanza, lakini kikubwa ni kwamba leo tumetembelea pale kwenye utatuzi. Ni wapi? Hebu tumsikilize kwanza mgonjwa wetu, alafu mimi nitarejea kuambia tuko wapi.
Kwa majina naitwa Cecilia Ernest Mosha, naishi Dar es Salaam, Mikocheni. Nimekuwa na tatizo la mgongo kwa muda mrefu, miaka mingi, tuseme karibu 38. Na nimekuwa nikiatendi hospitali tofauti. Kwanza nilianza na Muhimbili Moi, walinicheki vizuri sana na wakakuta tatizo liko kwenye upande wa juu shingoni, between L5, L3 and 6. Alafu wakaja baadaye ikawa inanisumbua kiuno, sasa ndio kikawa haswa. Nikawa nimeatendi pale na session zao zote za mazoezi, lakini bado maumivu yalikuwa yanaendelea. Nikashauriwa nifanye swimming, nikafanya swimming kwa mgongo, lakini bado nikawa ni mtu wa kuishi na dawa. Nikaenda Nairobi, Aga Khan, nikafanyiwa vipimo na nikaendelea kupewa painkillers. Baadaye nikaenda London, nikaenda kwa dokta ambaye anahusika na mambo ya viungo, na yule alinifanyia masaji nyingi sana, lakini nikitoka pale after 1 hour, 2 hours narudia hali ile ile. Then nilirudi Tanzania, nikaendelea kuwa na maumivu hayo, lakini nilikuwa ni mtu wa dawa kila siku. At the end of the day nilifanikiwa kwenda South Africa, alinisupport mume wangu. Nikaenda Mill Park Hospital, pale nilikutana na daktari mmoja Mrusi, walinifanyia check-up zote, MRI na nini, wakakuta kwamba tatizo liko between kwenye kiuno iko kwenye L5 to 7. Kwa hiyo wakanipa painkiller ambazo zinaitwa painkiller tablets, ambayo ni mchanganyiko wa mpaka kofeini imo ndani. Lakini nilishauriwa kwamba baada ya kupewa hizo nilikuwa naambiwa nimeze kila siku. Kweli nilikuwa mtumwa wa zile dawa, lakini at the end of the day mume wangu alibidi aniambie, listen, usijipendi na hizi dawa sana, kwa sababu ukishakuwa addicted haziwezi kusaidia. Kwa hiyo nilimsikiliza, nikawa naendelea zaidi na mazoezi. Nilifanya mazoezi sana, gym, aerobics, mimi nimo. Lakini pia ni mtu ambaye napenda kuvumilia kwa kweli. Otherwise ningekuwa najiachia, sasa hizi ningekuwa labda niko sijui wapi. Then ilifikia mahali maumivu yakizidi, then kuna hao madokta wanakuja kutoka India. Nilipelekwa kule na mdogo wangu mmoja hapa Regents. Walinicheki, wale walifikia maamuzi kwamba niende India kwa ajili ya operation, and that one I'm against it. Sikutaka. Then nikasema mimi nitaendelea hivi, but I know one day I'll be something. Kwa hiyo watoto wangu wako, mmoja yuko Uingereza, mmoja yuko South Africa. Wanapenda sana kufuatilia afya yangu na kusoma sana vitu. Then huyo South Africa akakama across na hii chiropractic treatment, kwa sababu yeye pia kule alishafanywa kwa tatizo la mgongo. Then akampata dokta mmoja ambaye yuko America. Yule dokta ni Muisrael. Actually aliweza kuongea naye na kuweza kuelewana naye kwamba yuko tayari amlete Tanzania kwa ajili yangu mimi, lakini pia wamama wengine au watu wengine wasaidike. Tulikuwa tumeshafikia to the near makubaliano, lakini ilibidi kidogo, I don't know what happened, ilichelewa. Sasa katika huku na kule, dada yake akamleta mdogo wake hapa for treatment. Ile siku anamleta ndio akakutana na hizi vipeperushi vya chiropractic ambayo mdogo wake alishaizungumzia, ile kwa kweli iliwapa msisimko sana. Walikuja nyumbani utafikiri wana sherehe nini, wanaambizana. Wakaniambia sasa mama, you have to go straight forward pale uanze hiyo treatment. Sikubishana nao, ilibidi nije na nikajiandikisha. Daktari akanipokea vizuri, akanipima na kweli alikuta matatizo yale nilikuwa naambiwa kwenye tofauti ya hospitali ndio yale, kwa sababu mimi maumivu yangu yalishakuwa ni chronic. Yaani yalikuwa chronic kiasi kwamba hapa kwenye kiuno nilishavimba kama nundu, kwa sababu maumivu yakizidi na vimba kutokana na musuli zinabanwa, alafu inakuwa imeleta ule uvimbe. Kwa sababu kilichokuwa kinanisaidia pia ni kwamba nilikuwa na ile cold pad ambayo naikaga kwenye freezer. Then ile nikiona maumivu yamezidi sana, ninaichukua ile na kujiwekea. Naitembeza lile eneo, kweli at the end of the day ina release ile, kwa sababu zile muscles zinaachia. Kwa hiyo nimekuwa nikienda namna ile, lakini nilivyokuja kuanza haya matibabu, hizi session nilizopangiwa, nishafanya session karibu nilianza ya kwanza mara 12, nikaja ya pili mara 12, na naendelea, kwa sababu as the day goes on naona mimi naendelea kuwa mzima, kwa sababu kitu cha kwanza kilichonipa hope na dokta pia ni ule uvimbe uliondoka, na ule uvimbe ndio ulikuwa main pain kwangu mimi. Kwa hiyo mimi ninachotaka kusema ni kwamba hii treatment inasaidia sana. Hii treatment ni nzuri kwa wote ambao mpo nyumbani, ambao unajua wengi tunapata matatizo haya. Mengine yanatokana na jinsi ya kukaa, mengine yanatokana na labda kuna namna fulani imekushtua. Lakini tusiangalie tu hospitali za nje, tusiangalie kwenda India, tusiangalie kwenda sijui wapi. Hebu tujaribu kwanza, tuanze tuseme hii hapa ni first aid yetu. Lakini who knows, at the end of the day unajikuta hata kile ulichokuwa unataka kupeleka hela kule hapa kimekamilika. Kwa hiyo wote mimi nawashauri tu, whoever has any problems, start with the cardio. Iko hapa Premier Care. The doctor is a very experienced man, na atafanya mambo ya ajabu ambayo utashangaa, kwa sababu kwa kweli hata kulala kwangu ilikuwa shida. I hate sleeping, kwa sababu mimi mwanangu anaweza karudi, kwa sababu ni anafanya kazi mpaka usiku, mimi mpaka saa 8 saa 9. Umeona wapi mtu uko macho, yani una force ule usingizi, sasa tulale basi yaishe, giza liondoke niamke. Lakini now I'm getting my sleep and yet I can move. Bado sijaacha kutembea, nafanya mazoezi. Kuna vitu ambavyo nilikuwa navipata shida, sasa hivi naona navifanya. Kwa hiyo really chiropractic works. Kwa hiyo wapendo wa Tanzania, ndugu zangu, mlete mama, mlete baba, mlete kaka, mlete aweze kusaidiwa. Tiba iko hapa hapa kabla hatujaenda kwingine kote. That's what I can say.
Umemsikia mwenyewe akizungumzia namna ambavyo ilibidi watu wapambane kweli kweli kujaribu kumsaidia, na matokeo yake wakakuta kumbe utatuzi unapatikana hapa Tanzania. Sasa sisi naomba nikulete moja kwa moja pale tulipo leo, ambapo ndio kuna utatuzi huo, na hapa siku nyingine bali ni hospitali ya Premier Care, ambapo hapa kuna huduma maalum kabisa ambayo imejitenga, lakini iko kwenye jengo hili inaitwa chiropractic. Chiropractic ni huduma gani? Zinafanya kitu gani? Kwa kifupi, kwa mara ya kwanza nchini Tanzania tunaona uwepo wa utatuzi wa huduma hii. Na utajua kwa mara ya kwanza kwa sababu hata yule ambaye naenda kuzungumza naye hazungumzi Kiswahili. Yeye ameamua kutoka mbali kweli kweli kwa ajili ya kuja kutusaidia. Atazungumziaje kuhusiana na huduma hii na inasaidia vipi? Twendeni tukamuone, tukamsikilize na tujifunze jambo. Ila cha msingi ni kwamba changamoto za mgongo zimepata utatuzi hapa hapa nyumbani. Karibuni kwenye sehemu yetu ya pili ya Afya Check.
Hello, sir.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, sir. Very well.
Sorry, we are invading your space.
Oh, it's all right.
So, what are you doing here?
Well, I am practicing chiropractic. We're the first center here in Dar es Salaam, and so yeah, we came to bring the wonderful healing art of chiropractic to this wonderful country.
So, what is chiropractic?
Good question. Chiropractic is a healthcare discipline that doesn't require medicine, doesn't require surgery. We manipulate the spine to remove any sort of interferences that might be causing back pain.
So it's all about back pain, a solution to back pain.
Well, that's some of it. It's a bit more in depth than that, but yes, on the whole, it is about back pain. Yeah.
So, for example, for her, what are you doing?
Well, for now, she's a patient here, and I'm going to take her through our normal procedure, which is obviously finding those areas that are out of alignment, okay? And we're going to put her back into alignment.
Alignment as in a car.
Yes,
Alignment.
absolutely. Human body is no difference than a car in the sense that some of our bones can get out of alignment, and so that's what we do as chiropractors. Those areas that have misaligned, we put them back where they should be.
So we're talking about spine.
Yes.
So what is spine? Can you?
Well, good question. The purpose of your spine is your backbone. Most of us don't realize that we have a back because obviously it's in our back. But the whole purpose of the spine is that it is our central nervous system, okay? So the purpose of it is to house our spinal cord, essentially. And, our brain communicates with the rest of the body through the spinal cord and the resulting spinal nerves. So again, going back to those misalignments of the bones can put pressure on the nerves, and that's what creates the problems.
So what are the common problems of the spine?
Well, most commonly it's low back pain. Low back pain affects a lot of people. I'd say probably most people at some point in their lives. Very often it's also neck pain and a bit of mid-back pain from poor posture and that sort of stuff.
So you say poor posture, and that you bring me to the next question.
Okay.
What causes back pain?
A number of things. Typically it's stress. So there's physical stress, so poor posture, injury, etc. And then there's chemical stress. There's putting things into the body that shouldn't be there. And then there's psychological or emotional stress that pretty much every adult human being has to deal with. So it's that stress that causes tension within the back muscles, and that causes those bones to be locked down.
You say chemical stress.
Absolutely.
I'm interested in that. What chemicals?
Putting things into the body that shouldn't be there. I mean,
Like
like alcohol. I mean, it's obviously from a celebratory perspective, it can be great, but it is a toxin to the body, and the body will respond to that toxin. Obviously, there's drugs, over-the-counter drugs, and say recreational drugs that can also, bring about stress on the body. So, yeah.
And you say psychological.
Psychological, just everyday life, paying the bills, stressful relationships with other people. Those things create tension in the back, and it creates a whole snowball effect of problems. So, yeah.
How would I know that the back pain I have is because of psychology or because of?
Well, you'd have to get yourself checked out by a chiropractor, number one, and then once you've had a few adjustments, you'll find out what your triggers are. Yeah, once you've been in alignment, you'll know very quickly what's causing it. It won't take you long to figure it out.
In Tanzania, this is a new practice.
Yes.
We don't have a lot.
Right.
And you've been around.
Yes.
Is it new also elsewhere, or is it just us in Tanzania?
No, in the United States and throughout Europe, it's the third largest health profession. So we have medicine, then there's dentistry, and then there's chiropractic. It's more or less in the Western world, you'll find it. You go throughout Europe, again, go out throughout America, you'll find a chiropractor on every block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we have, I can't say that I know for sure the number, the prevalence, but we have quite a big number of people who are complaining with back pain, especially the elder, 50 and above. What could be, from your experience, what could be the cause for majority?
Yeah, again, some sort of stress. Yeah, either there's some sort of physical stressor, chemical stressor, or psychological stressor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the underlying causes of most things. And of course, injury. A lot of times people get injured and they don't really do much about it, and it just exacerbates and gets worse.
Mm. For example, for her, what was her complaint?
She came in with low back pain. Yeah, she presented with low back pain, and it had been persisting for a number of years, and yeah.
So, for example, for her, with the low back pain,
mm-hmm.
what would you do? We would like to see
okay.
the magic.
You want to see the magic?
Yes.
Okay, so should I take you through the procedure?
Yes.
Okay, so Miss Emily, let us get your hands up front here. All right, so her sacrum's high on the left. Keep your legs straight, don't bend your knee. I want you to raise this whole leg for me as high as you can, please. Raise that leg for me like this, as high as you can. Good, high as you can. Very good, and down. And now the right side for me, please. Very, very, very good, and down. So her pelvis is a bit misaligned. So what we would do, let's begin the process of putting it back where it should be, all right? Good, and relax your shoulders for me, good. Good, deep breath in, and all the way out. Now, relax your shoulders, good. And again, deep breath in, and out for me. Shoulders down, good. Again, all of these bones that I am adjusting have misaligned, okay? Deep breath in and down. Good. And one more time for me. Good. And again. Good. Good. Now I want you to raise that leg for me as high as you can, please. Very, very good. And down. And now the right for me. Excellent. And down. And that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I mean, in simplistic terms, yes. It's a bit more complicated, but in a nutshell, that's what we do.
And so that is for low back pain, like
Yes.
I can say the general low back pain.
Yes.
What happens when you do what you did and then it didn't help, or the patient still complains?
And sometimes that does happen. It depends really when they came to see us. Obviously, if it's something that's rather acute and it's just sort of happened, generally we can get the patient a lot of relief pretty quickly. Sometimes if it's been chronic and they've been dealing with this issue for a number of years, it can take some time, because what we're doing is based on muscle memory. So the body is an adaptive organism, and if you leave it in a certain state, it will stay in that state until you decide you want to change it. And then when you decide to make that change, oftentimes the body wants to go back to that of which it's familiar with. So it can take some time, depending upon, how soon you get to us.
Since you came to Tanzania, since you started practicing here, what is the most common back pain problem?
Low back pain.
Low back pain.
It's low. I think that's worldwide. Yeah, it's worldwide. It's low back pain.
And you do what you did and more.
And more, yes.
And so far, patients have been okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've had an amazing response.
I would like to know, what about what we call spondylosis, for example?
Yes.
For us in medical, we know
There,
what you do.
there again, align the spine. Align the spine. Make sure that we are aligning the spine, taking pressure off of the spinal nerves. Again, that generally solves all of our problems. Yeah.
And what about for, as I said, for in Tanzania, most of patients that complain of back pain are usually elderly,
Okay.
mostly women. What could be the cause?
Well, I'd have to challenge you on that one. We get a whole range. I've gotten students as young as 8, and I think as old as 74, 75 has been the oldest that I've had here. So it's a huge range. It's not necessarily targeted, I'd say, to one demographic.
We also have been witnessing, or at least seeing patients that are being referred to India and South Africa for chiropractic.
Yes.
If I am to ask you, what would you tell people that are thinking about taking their loved ones elsewhere for chiropractic?
Okay, well, I think that there's no need for that. We're here, and we're not just here as a clinic, we're also here to develop the profession At some point, we would want to bring about a school and start training in other individuals to become chiropractors. I see no reason why that can't happen here. So.
And we started off with the patient, but we didn't talk about you.
Okay.
So you've been practicing for a long time.
Yeah, about 16 years.
Can you tell us? Sure.
Yeah, well, I was educated in the United States, and shortly upon graduating, I had an opportunity to do a maternity cover in the UK, and I moved to the UK, and I practiced there for 15 years. And then, of course, COVID hit, and we came here and set up shop, and here we are.
Why Tanzania?
Well, good question. I came here back in 2007 and did a bit of traveling around, and I told my wife at the time that once I get to the end of my career, this is where I want to settle. So I'm getting towards that end, so here we are.
All right, and another question for males or for men
Okay.
who are doing, we can say hard labor type of jobs, and they have back pains.
Yes.
Can they be taken care of?
100%. In fact, I'd say they probably need it most because remember I explained that it is caused by stress, and obviously manual labor, working with heavy objects, that is physical stress. So we've been able to help loads and countless people get relief. So definitely we can help.
Do mattress also cause back pain?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We see it all the time, particularly a mattress that's a bit soft. We ask patients, I'd say, to try to find mattresses that are a bit firm. It helps to maintain the posture a bit more. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By firm, what do you mean? Like as hard as a...
Well, as hard as you can stand it. Yes, as hard as you can stand it. For example, you see sometimes people, they will get back pain and they say they can only get relief when they sleep on the floor. So your mattress is really no different. If you can stand it, if you can tolerate it, then the firmer the better.
I would like to go back to the chemicals, cause chemical stress.
Okay.
I would like for you to tell us, you've already said alcohol, you've already said drugs.
Yes.
I want to know else.
Okay.
Something that's food. What type of food?
Yeah, food, eating, taking, obviously there are certain oils that we shouldn't be using when we're frying our foods. Obviously there's air pollution that plays a massive role, pollutants in the water. And so we're bombarded, I'd say, daily on with chemical stressors. Some we can see, a lot that we can't see that exist in the air and the atmosphere. So it's really important that we maintain our spine, maintain our health as best we can.
You say also about posture.
Yes.
Can you tell us the right way to sit or to...
Yes. Well, as we stand, at the bottom of your spine is your lumbar region, okay? And there's a curvature there. That curvature should be maintained even when we're sitting. So if we're sitting and that curvature is gone, that's bad posture. But if you're sitting and you still have that curvature, the same as it would be if you're standing, great posture.
Mm-hmm. How about weight, body weight?
That's another big one, particularly for the low back. If you've got a really big, carrying a lot of fat on the stomach, that's extra weight. So oftentimes you take, for example, pregnant women, we get a lot of pregnant women in because obviously they're carrying that extra weight and it puts an enormous amount of stress on the lower back. So we encourage those individuals that are a bit heavy to sort of lose weight because that will definitely help.
Mm-hmm. How about the pain here? You get patients, of course, in the
Yes.
complain.
Again, that is a result of posture, bad posture. Again, when you're sitting with that stoop posture, the shoulders begin to round, the back becomes hunched over, and over time, it puts an enormous amount of stress on the muscles around that area. So, yeah.
Thank you. And finally, what would you want to tell us about ways for us to, protect ourselves from at least stress in the spine? Not really hurt it, but...
Yeah, well, I'd say practice good spinal hygiene. And you do that by eliminating, or at least to the degree that you can, reducing your levels of stress. Physical stress, chemical stress, psychological stress. If you can keep those to a minimum, generally that'll keep you out of trouble with your lower back or the rest of your spine.
And what would you tell people who have back pain and are struggling right now?
By all means, come in and see us and let us take a look at you. In our clinic, if we can help, we can help. If we can't, we don't charge.
Oh.
Yeah. If we can't help you, we don't charge you. That's our policy.
Like that.
It's always been our policy.
All right, and what time are you open?
Oh, good question. Monday through Thursday, we're here, and some Fridays. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, good man.
I think I have all the answers. I hope the patient is doing all right.
Yes.
All right, next time I'll come for my session.
Okay, no worries. I'll take care of you.
Thank you.
Good man.
Bye.
Thank you.
Umetoka kumsikiliza Dr. David Howard, daktari maalum kabisa wa chiropractic, ambaye yeye ni daktari mzaliwa wa nchini Marekani, lakini amesoma Marekani na kufanya kazi Marekani, na hatimaye akaenda akafanya kazi Uingereza miaka 16, lakini hatimaye akaamua kuchukua huduma yake hii akaileta nchini Tanzania. Na hivi ninavyozungumza ameamua kujikita hapa hapa kwa lengo moja tu, kukusaidia wewe Mtanzania ambaye una changamoto ya mgongo. Kwa kifupi ni kwamba zile safari za kwenda India, safari za kwenda sijui wapi huko kutibiwa mgongo, sasa hivi hatimaye zimepata ufumbuzi wake, na ufumbuzi wake unapatikana hapa panaitwa Spinal Health Chiropractic Center. Kwenye hospitali ya Premier Care Masaki ndipo alipo, na akiwa anatoa huduma hii kwa watu wengi sana. Kwa hiyo wewe ndugu yangu, kama una changamoto au una ndugu yako na mzazi wako ambaye ana changamoto ya mgongo, mimi naomba umlete hapa ili aweze kupatiwa matibabu. Lengo letu Afya Check siku zote ni kuhakikisha kwamba tunakuletea suluhu ya changamoto zako kwa namba ambayo, kwa nafasi ambayo tunaamini unaweza kuifikia. Kwa hiyo kwa kifupi ni kwamba kazi ni kwako. Mimi sina cha ziada. Hii ilikuwa ni Afya Check. Mimi ni Dr. Isaac Maro, kama kawaida nakwambia stay safe.
Afya yako na Afya Check.